While I'm bored at home, I look out at our city and think, what's there to do in Vancouver? And that's when I remember. I go to TransLink Special Offers page where there's a list of all kinds of places I can go where you can get a discount if you show your Compass card or same-day fare. On this page, I find 2 places for a single trip, the Museum of Vancouver and the MacMillan Space Centre. Now come join me in taking transit to what's right here and in space. Now, you might be wondering how long it takes to get to the Museum and Space Centre. Well, from Burrard Station, that'll take around 21 minutes.
Here we are at the Museum of Vancouver. All the experts are right inside, including Debbie, who's going to show us around some of the exhibits and the galleries. There's Debbie right now. Let's see what she's got to say. Hi, Debbie. Thanks for meeting with us here today.
How are you?
Doing okay. Thanks for doing this. Here we are outside where I believe you've got a couple of fun facts for us.
Yeah, for sure. There's 2 potential reasons with why we have a crab outside of the building, but one is that the building was built in the centennial year and it was the astrological sign at the time. And then the other idea is that there's an indigenous oral tradition about the crab guarding the harbor, and so it has sort of a dual meaning.
I remember coming here as a kid on like field trips, and the crab was always like such an exciting thing to see, especially when the water's going like that, right? Yeah, love it. Last time I was here in 2017, so I'm assuming there's been some changes, a couple of updates, new galleries.
Debbie takes me through a retrospective on one of the rotating galleries, and although this exhibit may not be here the next time you're around, this will give you a taste on what cool galleries the MOV has to offer.
So yeah, we could start with the Mahogany project, or reclaim and repair.
Okay.
Part of this project is all of the items are for sale in this exhibition.
That's really amazing. So you're telling me as we're walking through this exhibit, if something really catches my eye,
Yes.
I can put some money down on it.
You can.
Okay, that's really unique. I love that experience actually.
So a shipbuilding business in Richmond closed up shop, and then their wood for building ships was in storage for years and years, and then got donated to us. And so we worked with Propeller Studio to curate these design objects using the reclaimed wood.
Yeah. I mean, they're all beautiful and unique.
My favorite is the micro mahogany.
Okay.
This is the cellular level of what mahogany wood looks like.
Oh, wow.
In our daily lives, embracing a buy less, reuse, repurpose, and share more approach can have a tremendous impact on reducing pollution and protecting our planet. We'd love to hear how you creatively engage with these practices in your lives. Every single note on that wall is someone pledging to make a difference. I like that.
Talking about sustainability, Debbie takes me into That Which Sustains Us, an exhibit exploring Vancouver's interconnected relationships with land, water, food, and stories, curated by Musqueam, Squamish, and Tsleil-Waututh cultural experts.
It's Indigenous artists. This gallery is predominantly that. There is a piece over here I'd love to show you.
Yeah. Oh, it's a seagull. With fries?
Yep.
So they call this the grease dish seagull bentwood box.
But what's a bentwood box? They are used for symbolic and practical purposes, such as burial boxes, storage, transporting goods, even cooking. This specific bentwood box, created by Clinton Work, critiques the move from traditional diets to fast food. This thought takes us to the last part of the museum.
Me and the girls, hair day. Okay, so one of the things I wanted to point out here, as we're in the 50s era, we're in a diner essentially. You look at the sign on that wall, you look at the window here, a lot of neon signs. And that's a big part of Vancouver's history downtown.
It's true,
Yeah.
we love our neon.
Yeah.
Back in the day we had, I think, the most neon signs in the world.
Right.
Had an exhibition a few years back, and rumor has it they're going to be on display again.
Oh, okay, there you go. You know, I think like depending on which parts of the city you drive through, so the older parts of like East Hastings as you're making your way into the city, and Chinatown, there's just big neon signs.
Yeah,
signs that you won't find anywhere else. Jack Chow Insurance. That's like the most notable neon sign for me in Vancouver.
Nice. We do have one neon sign coming up here that is quite famous. Yeah, so the Smiling Buddha.
Ah, the Smilin Buddha.
Yeah, the Smiling Buddha Cabaret. We have the sign.
Yeah. And I love that it's still working. It still looks great.
Yeah. So the Smiling Buddha was a nightclub on East Hastings.
Okay.
Tommy Chong
Really?
performed there. It was a lot of soul musicians played there back in the day.
We're not on the guest list tonight, unfortunately.
No.
All right, let's try it. We got to get the quarter into the jukebox. Oh yeah, it's lighting up now. Let's do this.
As we move on to the next part of our adventure, you're probably getting a little hungry. Well, just a few minutes walk away is Cornwall Street, where there's a variety of foods that will quench your hunger.
All right, now that we've had some lunch, one thing you might not know is that the H.R. MacMillan Space Centre shares the same building as the Museum of Vancouver. And we're going to meet with Michael here, who's going to show us a little bit more about the H.R. MacMillan Space Centre. Hi, Michael. Thanks so much for meeting with us today.
Hey, thanks for coming down. You know, thinking about our place in the universe, thinking about is there life out there, it's a really cool experience.
This place has a special place in my heart. I came here on a couple of field trips when I was a kid, during elementary school, and of course as a kid, everyone loves talking about space. What are like some of the new things that maybe people should know about when it comes to the H.R. MacMillan Space Centre?
Well, we can turn around the corner here,
Okay.
and now we kind of get into the outer solar system. So now we get to kind of speculate a bit here because we're looking for life. We don't know whether if there is life out there. When they're working on this simulator here, and then it's going to take a picture of you sitting here, and it's going to morph you into what that alien might look like on that particular world.
Oh, goodness. We'll call it the JJs.
The JJs.
The JJs, Jawn Jangs. This looks like something you might eat at your favorite sushi restaurant, but don't you dare. This is the JJ.
After my transformation, we head to a much calmer place in the Space Center.
So if you stand in one spot, you'll see the stars will start to move closer to you. And because we have two people in here, it kind of creates like an interesting symmetry of like how each of us cumulatively are affecting the stars around us. Yeah, this is one of my favorite new spaces because it's quieter than the rest of it, and especially when it's a really busy day. This is a nice place to just have some quiet reflection and just to think about some of these big ideas.
If you've had a stressful day, a long day, a place like this is very useful just to put things into perspective and realize that, you know what, there's a lot more bigger, more, I don't know, really fascinating things at play in the universe. Yeah.
And from playing with stars, we now move to a place where we can watch them.
Now we're in the MacMillan Observatory. Michael is with us here. What are some of the features and functions of an observatory? What does it do?
This is an observatory that's not a research observatory. This is purely just for the public. But as you can see, this particular room has a few features. It does have one door over there. We also have a swiveling roof as well. All you need to do is press one of these buttons. You want to do the honors?
Oh, yeah, okay. Are you kidding? Wow, that was really cool. Like the whole building just turns. That's with the push of a button. Technology. I love it.
Well, we can actually, like right now, obviously there's only one star in the sky right now. So since it is clear, we actually technically could look at it. We've got a solar filter. So of course you were probably taught never to look directly at the sun. Yeah. So just like during a solar eclipse, you have those special glasses where we put special glasses over top of our telescope. And as you can see there, you look at it, you can't see anything through there, right?
Right, it's just my face. It's quite bright. Now, those sunspots, is that what I'm seeing?
You can almost think of it like a scab off your skin. Right. So it's like it's been ripped off the surface of the sun, and that's where the solar flares have come off of. And as they've left the sun, they've kind of left this cooler patch, which results in looking like a dark patch, which we call a sunspot.
Wow.
And that's it. The Museum and Space Center has many answers, but even more exhibits that'll make you curious about the city and our world. Tune in next time on Where We'll Take Transit to Next.